The Chesapeake Bay still hides surprises. Through forests of underwater grass and hideaway habitats, there are still a very few places that recall the bay's pristine past. There are even reefs that rival the tropics. Places where seahorses dance in the current over brilliant redbeard sponges and where blue crabs hunt in the crevices. It's reef habitat, built not on coral, but upon Chesapeake oyster shell deposits laid down over thousands of years. The shell reefs meant bounty. For generations, Maryland watermen flocked to harvest oysters and blue crabs, and sport fishermen would troll the reefs because they know that's where the rockfish school in overwhelming abundance. But the bay's waters have grown dangerously cloudy over the generations, and the reefs have suffered badly. Many have been virtually buried under layer after layer of suffocating sediment. In some places, it's so thick it falls to the bottom like snow. Centuries of development and erosion accelerated the smothering of the Chesapeake's great reefs. From satellites in space, sediment pollution can be seen flowing into the Chesapeake Bay, making the water as brown as chocolate milk. And on the bottom, rare Atlantic sturgeon find blankets of lifeless mud where spawning is impossible. The fish need clean stone, but now it's buried. Vast areas are simply called dead zones, where the bottom is lifeless, oxygen-starved muck covering every living thing. For the Chesapeake's reefs, it's been a death sentence. Only 15% of them have survived the sediment onslaught, and less than 1% of the ancient shell reefs are still considered high-quality habitat. Compare that to this survey from the 1920s, showing in red thousands of acres of productive shell and reef bottom. Now the mission is restoration. The Maryland Artificial Reef Initiative, M.A.R.I for short, aims to reverse the damage. Already there's progress. These are blocks of recycled concrete and steel from an old bridge, now placed at a site called Point No Point off St. Mary's County, Maryland. In the winter of 2006, divers inspected the new reef while side-scan sonar captured images of the concrete resting safely high above the featureless bottom, on the theory that if you build it, life will come. A little less than a year later, that's exactly what happened. The side-by-side comparison is stunning. Marine life of all kinds clings to every square inch of concrete and steel, obscuring its man-made origins. From oysters to crabs and schools of fish, the promise of artificial reefs is being proven at Point No Point. The abundance has surpassed even the expectations of the Maryland Artificial Reef Initiative partners who seized the opportunity to create it. That opportunity came with the 2006 demolition of the Woodrow Wilson Bridge over the Potomac River near Washington, D.C. With an initial contribution of just $38,000 from sport fishing license fees paid by Maryland Chesapeake anglers to the state's Department of Natural Resources, M.A.R.I partners went on to raise $250,000 from individual, corporate, and foundation contributors. In August of 2006, barges had hauled the first of the recycled concrete 110 miles to Point No Point, and heavy equipment placed it in precise spots on the bottom, where marine life would soon follow. Now, M.A.R.I has accelerated its restoration effort. Building on success at Point No Point, M.A.R.I coordinated the use of more Woodrow Wilson Bridge materials to construct 3 more reefs at Tangier Sound, Cedar Point, and the Dominion Reef at the Gooses. In all, 21 sites in the Chesapeake Bay have been identified for future reef locations. Meanwhile, offshore in the Atlantic Ocean, early reef projects, including a sunken wreck, are also producing results. And now 10 more potential ocean sites have been identified, while the search is on for more material suitable for creating habitat. As a result, momentum is now building to raise even more funds. Meanwhile, the region's 500,000 sport fishermen who are flocking to the newly constructed reefs are poised to make a big impact. The new reefs are fish magnets, adding vibrancy to a $900 million a year recreational industry in Maryland. Many fishermen are eager to invest in more restoration. The Maryland Artificial Reef Initiative is now a national model for meaningful, scientifically supervised marine habitat restoration. And it's restoration that anyone can be part of by donating to M.A.R.I. For as little as $25, individuals can participate through M.A.R.I's Buy a Ton program. So if you love fishing, if you love the Chesapeake Bay and the Atlantic Ocean, and you believe our marine environments can be restored to be productive, beautiful places like this once again, the Maryland Artificial Reef Initiative is a tangible way for you to make it happen. To create a place where you and generations to come can cast a line, catch a trophy rockfish, and say, I helped M.A.R.I. restore the reefs.